Hey, we are live. Ooh, I almost forgot. I got to put my usual disclaimers. This last minute rush here at the second, in the very last second here. So pardon me while I do this. Okay, just going to put in the usual stuff. I talk about it anyway. For new bidders, let me put that. Oh, I should put welcome in the comments as well. All right. Okay, so making sure the comments work. And there we go. All right. As I say, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new, please email me. It's right there in the chat. It's also on the screen. And I need your real name, your YouTube name, your shipping information, your PayPal information, email. Usually it's your email, but sometimes it's a different email. So, and then I I do my invoicing through PayPal, but I can make arrangements for other things if that's necessary. I always use Pirate Ship for shipping. I've had pretty good luck. And we'll talk about that a little bit more too tonight. For those that maybe aren't aware, once we post a sold in the chat, that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm doing multiple items tonight. Oh, excuse me. I had just one of the reasons I'm running a little hectic here is I forgot to take my evening medication, and I had to rush downstairs and grab it, and then have a small bite of something to eat, which is always challenging to try and get something just to take. Supposed to take it so with a little bit with food. So I was like, so I just grabbed a handful of chips. Okay. Anyway, and I do have some silver items tonight. If I have gold items, I'm not aware of it, or gold plated usually, or gold filled. But I'm not aware of any tonight. I can't think of any. We went through the jewelry pretty much before I started tonight, so to see what I was going to do. So. And I have a ton of jewelry, but I'm also showing some other stuff besides jewelry. So don't be afraid to talk in the chat. I know people, sometimes just chit chat with other things. I know there's a lot of folks out there that I've been praying for that are having medical issues. We are also experiencing some of that here on our own homestead with various people. So keep that in mind as well, of course. So let's give you the rundown in case you don't know me. We are up. My wife and I run this upstairs. I have my upstairs office here, as you can tell the mess behind me. And we are in the northwest corner of Vermont, about an hour or less from the Canadian border with Quebec. 95 miles to Montreal, 18 miles to the city of Burlington, Vermont, which is the largest city in Burlington. That's on Lake Champlain, which is the 6th largest lake after the Great Lakes. It's a lot of fun to go down to that lake as well. It's I think over 100 miles long, I think, if I recall. There were famous Revolutionary War battles that were fought there that, of course, we talked about lately with the 250th anniversary. And so there were some interesting battles at Fort Ticonderoga, I know in particular, on the New York side, and the Bennington Battle, which is technically was fought in New York, but it was about Bennington, Vermont. It's pretty interesting. So that's us. Like I say, we're in a mountainous area of Vermont. I can see Mount Mansfield, which is the tallest peak in Vermont. And I've hiked it many, many times. Not lately. I'm not sure I could do it anymore. At my age, maybe I shouldn't. But I wish I could, because it really is a very enjoyable thing to do. We've had some great weather, hot and finally dry, so it's just been nice. We had above average rainfall for both May and June, and a little hard on the garden. Parts of my upper garden I'm going to have to till it under, I think, and restart and see what else we can put in this late in the season, maybe like potatoes or something like that. The rest of the garden looks okay. The tomatoes, we are trying something new this year called ground cherries. I've never heard of that. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Toxic plant unless you cook the fruit. It's just like our elderberries, the same thing. You can't eat elderberries raw, but you need them cooked. We've also got black raspberries that have just taken over one whole section of the side of our house. They've just gone crazy this year. We're going to have a ton of black raspberries when they get ripe. So along with the elderberries look pretty good this year too. We got the usual, peppers and onions and beans and tomatoes, that kind of stuff, zucchini, cucumbers. So good size garden, good size garden. Keeps us busy. Like I said, the weather has been kind of not cooperative, so we'll see how it goes. But so some things have suffered a little bit. Some of the pepper plants have not done well. Too much rain. Well, okay. So like I said, I got the jewelry tonight. I got a lot of non-jewelry items. So I'm going to kind of do the usual back and forth for a while until I get run out of the non-jewelry items, which probably won't happen tonight, actually. And I always say, if somebody's interested in joining me sometime in the future, it doesn't have to be tonight. It can be some other night. Please, please, please email me and we can discuss that. And even if you're brand new, never done this before, I'll walk you through it. It's a lot of fun, and especially when you do it with somebody else. I've done that with several other folks, and it's been always wonderful with them. If there's something I haven't shown that you think I might have, put it in the chat, send me an email. I've got comic books, I've got vinyl albums, I've got tons of ceramics and toys, model railroad stuff, dolls, a few dolls, not all dolls, things like that. Music books and books, just regular books. I don't usually show these types of items in the auction, although I've been toying with the idea of another auction as well as the one I'm doing now. But we'll see. It just hasn't worked out just yet. And let me see, what else am I forgetting here? I guess that's pretty much it. So let's see. Once sold is in the chat, I don't know. There's no multiple items. I shouldn't even bother to put that in the chat. I'm pretty sure. I will have some probably buy it now. Like I said in the beginning, I think I said that. So let's do some of that right now. And I can grab that. All right, mate. Time to turn around and grab some. I have four, not four of these items. They're either by Betty Crocker or McCormick, but they're exactly the same tool. So I'll show you the Betty Crocker one. It is a avocado tool that says it's avocado features and cares. It's a 3-in-1 tool, halves, pits, and slices avocados. And so this is what it looks like. I'll show you on screen here for the focus. That one's by Betty Crocker. I've got the same exact thing by McCormick. And so I'll put this in the chat. Give me a second here. And avocado tool, I'm going to call it. I have 4 available. And we're going to do a buy it now of $4. And just put in, if you want 1, put in 1. If you want 2, put in 2. If you want 3, put in 3. So on and so until they're gone. So again, so there they are. It's an avocado tool. It says 3-in-1 tool, halves, pits, and slices, built-in skin cutter, slices and halves the avocado. Raised spikes help twist and lift out the pit. Multiple blades easily cut. Perfect avocado slices. Say that too fast. Avocado slices. Comfortable non-slip handle. Top rack dishwasher safe. Wash before use. And they even have a little 800 number here you can call for help if you've got some questions. And they have a website. McCormick has a website. I think Betty Crocker does the same. Doesn't say that. The Betty Crocker one just says the same information, but it doesn't talk about a website. So McCormick's a little more helpful. But anyway, so there they are. You can see that there it is. So buy it now if there's interest. And I have 4 available at $4. They're brand new. Still in the package, as you can see. Here's the bag from the Betty Crocker one. And I have 3 of the Betty Crockers and 1 of the McCormick. They're identical, though. Really, they're exactly the same tool. I didn't see any differences between them other than somebody putting the name on it. And McCormick has a website on the bottom there, as you can see. Okay. I'm not an avocado fan personally, but I know there's a lot of folks out there that like to make their own guacamole. And it's a pretty cool idea for, I don't know how it works, but yeah, I always see people joking that avocados when they're ripe for an hour and then they're gone, or something like that. But they ripen apparently very quickly and go bad very quickly. So that's all I know from people joking about it. But, let's see. Anyway, okay. Well, if there's no interest in those, let's get some jewelry up in here. We'll start with some earrings, I think. Yes. I may switch cameras at times, only because I think it's easier for you to see some of the jewelry on my better camera. So I apologize if I'm switching back and forth, but I think it just makes it easier. Oh, I didn't put that up on the screen, did I? Sorry. So avocado tool 4. Oh, and then I misspelled available. Oh my goodness, terrible. It's funny, they didn't catch me in the spell check either. Usually it's pretty good at catching that. Oh well, you know what I meant. So, okay. But, well, everybody, I see nobody interested in this, so we will get into the jewelry and the first piece of jewelry. Again, if somebody sees this later, I can always email me or put it in the chat if we're still live, that you're interested in something that I was shown but not sold. So we will pass on the avocado tool. And we'll start with a pair of earrings. Now I want to show you right here in my hand. They are there. See, this is what I mean about, it's not really great on this camera. So I'm going to put these on my nice little earring stand and switch to the other camera so you can see them better. And they are on a gold tone hook. They are cold to the touch. When I touch into my cheek, they're definitely cold. So I believe they're some kind of a stone or ceramic. And they're on a gold tone piece. And see, it's just not focusing really well. So let's switch cameras here. And give me a second. Yeah, maybe a little more light might help. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, and so you can see the kind of an orangey edging with a kind of a blue-ish center. And so I'm going to call these the sorry. Let me center that better. There we go. So I'm going to call these the orange blue earrings. Like I said, they're cold to the touch, so they're either stone. I'll show you the back, and you can see, maybe we'll determine. Now we'll start these at let's say $5. I have no idea what they're. So the back is actually the same. That's the back of it, and then you get the focus going here. For some reason, this camera sometimes does the autofocus well, and sometimes not. And it gives you also the size. My thumb is roughly an inch, so it gives you this rough relative size here. Maybe that's too much light. It is a darker orange than what's showing on my screen. A little bit darker on the edge. I'm calling it orange, but it's kind of a speckly bit. And there's the other side. I'm assuming this would be the front, because that's the hook, the shepherd's hook, as you can see there. So I'm assuming now you can see how it's also mounted through the piece. So that's why I'm thinking it might be ceramic. And gold tone hook. And a bit hard. Stay on there. Here we go. Okay. Actually, against the black, the color comes out much clearer, I think. Okay, and like I said, hoping everybody's doing well tonight. I had an interesting day today. We went out with the grandkids, and there's a local bowling alley / game gaming place that we went to called Spare Time. I guess they have outfits all around the country, so I don't know if they're all by the same name, but the gaming room they have, like, video games and all that kind of stuff. It was busy today, but not crazy busy with kids, being summer vacation and all. More people bowling, I think, than playing the games. And of course, they have a really nice package for the summer. Kids bowl free with their parents, so that was kind of nice. They really do give us some pretty good deals. In the game room, they offer a really great deal. For $49, you get $100 worth of play. You use a little swipe card, and you swipe your card, and you get to play the games. Even my wife and I even played a few with the 3 grandkids. Now, they're much older. They're 17, 18, and 20, so it isn't like the little kids anymore. But they enjoy playing the games and stuff that were there, and we all get hooked on a couple of different games that we like to play. We did pretty well, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it is, Billy. A lot of fun. We had a great time, and like I said, it wasn't crazy busy, so not bad. And you earn points, and you can get all these cheap prizes, and stuff, pieces of plastic and that kind of stuff. But I think the kids ended up just mostly getting candy with the points. We just pool all the points together that we all get, and just they split it the 3 ways. I don't want the candy, so we split it 3 ways, and they just go out and get whatever they want. So yeah, sometimes we wait, and if we think we're going to go again, we'll wait and just take the points with us and come back the next time and accumulate some more points so we can get something more substantial. But it is fun. There's a game there that you often see. I think that somebody's told me they've seen similar games in like Vegas and places like that. It's called a coin pusher, and in this case, it's really just metallic coins. It's not real coins, and it has all these pieces that earn you more points and stuff like that. So you play it. It's pretty cool. It's very addictive, actually. So anyway, okay, that's that. Let's go on to something else. I have, and I'm going to leave the camera on. Let's pass on this. And so yeah, it was just a ton of fun. We had a good time with the kids. We only spent a couple hours there, but it was a lot of fun. Then we took them out for ice cream. So, whatever they wanted. So I have a ton of keychains. Let me get that off the screen. And I'm going to show you. I literally have. And what you're gonna. I'll show you what the interesting thing is about all of these is they're all, except for this one, dog related. So the dog lovers out there, if you're watching, sorry, there was something else in the box I wasn't expecting to see. That was another thing I didn't expect to see. I got all kinds of them, and let me just put them out there, and then I'll show you each of them. Well, not each of them, but give you the idea. So, dog keychains. Again, let's do this. Well, I didn't put buy it now on the other thing, did I? This is gonna be a buy it now also. $3 for choice. And so what you're going to need to do is type in the name of the dog. I'll show you as many as I can here. The name of the dog. I'm going to put name it to claim it. What happened? That was weird. Let me close this out. I'm getting some strange things going on with my computer here. Here we go. Name it. Can't type. Good grief. It. So just name the dog if you're interested. And it's yours for $3. Man. Every time I hit a key, it does something weird. All right, let's try this again. Okay. So I know it's gonna block the screen video, but okay. So just to show you, it's mostly for smaller dogs. I can tell you from what I remember. So, like, for example, and these all are the same. They all have this little pivoting, swiveling centerpiece. So, for example, the Abradoodle. So that's a good sized dog. the Scottish Terrier, the Lhasa Apso. And I know there's duplicates here, so I apologize if Poodle. Springer Spaniel. German Shepherd. Is it this one? Yeah, that one. Pekingese. Cavalier King Charles. Did I have those? Oh, let's see here. Bichon Frise. Greyhound. Here's the Cavalier King Charles. There's one. Okay. Set that aside for you, Billy. Can't say I have three of them, but I know I have at least the one. Maltipoo. Dalmatian. Poodle again, so I do have two of the poodles. Maltese, I think I said that one already. Collie. Labradoodle instead. And the Great Dane. And the Shih Tzu. So, and this is not a dog, but it's a Tweety bird, but it's the same kind of deal. It's a reversible one. So, okay, so I've set aside, yeah, so I got the Cavalier, yep, King Charles, so for $3. Okay, so that's, I'll just put Cavalier to Billy, sold, oops. Oy. Yeah, thank you. Let me write that down. And $3. And I haven't invoiced you, I know, for the last week yet, Billy. I was kind of waiting to see if you were going to be here this week, and I would save on a little bit on shipping. So, which is the other thing I wanted to talk about. So I got a notification from Pirate Ship that the post office prices are going up. Pam, Pekingese and Tweety Bird. Okay. What did I say? Pekingese. Okay, gotcha. And that was Pam. Okay, thank you. Let's set that aside. Cool. Oh, great. I've had these for a while. I've been sitting on these for quite a while. I just keep forgetting to bring them up. They're sitting in a box. And, I got them for a bargain. So I'm passing on the bargain to you. Okay. Not seeing anybody else jumping on that. If there's anybody needs me to repeat that, or to make sure I didn't miss one particular brand, like I said, I think I only had a couple duplicates. Yeah, I had the Labradoodle and the Poodle are the only ones I have two of. And that was it. So, okay. You want the Pekingese, Billy, or you just like the dog? We have a friend that has a Cavalier King Charles, and it is the sweetest dog. Oh my gosh! Yeah, so they're really sweet. Ours are muds, so but the Cavalier King Charles are sweet. Don't know much about Pekingese. I think my great uncle had it was either Pekingese or another small dog like the Pekingese. Might have been a Shih Tzu or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that was the only small dog I had much growing up with. Most of our dogs were everything from beagles to golden retrievers, so everything in between. So untrainable and wonderful. The one of these this couple, this family we know that has the Cavalier, she is the sweetest thing and very well behaved. We just saw her recently at a graduation party. They brought her, and she'd just sit in your lap, and she was just so wonderful. Sweet dog. Okay, well, I guess we exhausted this, so excuse me. Wasn't expecting that. It caught me by surprise. We're going to pass on the rest. We'll throw those back in the box. And again, if somebody sees this later on, certainly put it in the chat or email me. Either way, it's fine. These are very durable. Watch, you can hear. I'm throwing these around. These are really pretty durable keychains in there. They got a little weight to them. Not a lot, but they're sturdy. So, okay, I'll put that out of the way. Back to some jewelry. Technically, keychains, I guess, can be considered jewelry, but we won't do that. Okay, let's go with this. Let's go with our first necklace. We looked at this and my wife and I weren't quite sure how to describe it, I guess is the best way to put it. It looks like, I'm going to tell you, it looks like cherry amber. Now, it's very hard to know amber from acrylic sometimes because the amber is not cold to the touch, and it's tend to be fairly lightweight. I do have some real amber tonight that I know is amber, but this, I'm calling this cherry amber color. And so you can see it's got little kind of not black, but kind of a dark, almost purplish kind of bead, and then silver bead in between as an accent. And it's got a really interesting toggle hook. I could not find a label, and you can see even the toggle hook even looks like it's a little tarnished. I did not try to clean it. So I'm just going to just leave it at that, and I'm going to call this the cherry amber color necklace, and we'll start this at $7. Okay. Let me see if we find my board. Well, let me give you a measurement too. Did I bring my tape back up here? I hope I did. I was doing a bunch of shipping today for birthday gifts and stuff. So, yeah, 16 inch. Looks like 16 inch. So I'm going to bring this up and down so you can see. So, yeah, give you a better view of it, I think, that way. It is focusing, yeah, good. Okay, sorry, but I deal with one other thing here that's on my. Okay, that's not it. Sorry, I'm just trying to put aside things that I'm not either showing or I'm not going to show. Yeah. Okay. So we showed up close. Get some more light on that. Maybe see if that helps. No, I don't think that helps. Well, maybe a little bit. You can see that clasp and the accent beads. Just to give you an idea. And so it's the same all the way around. It's very uniform. But you kind of want to make sure you see it up close, because sometimes when you're looking at a distance, you never really get a true feeling for it. Yeah, now it's showing that. It looks like it's almost, how to describe that little bead, but it's silver colored, but I don't believe it's silver. I did not do a magnet test on this, so if I could find my magnet, I can do that really quickly. Well, the clasp is not magnetic, but those beads are. So that gives you an idea. Okay, you can see the bead just drawn right to the magnet, but this clasp is not. So it could be pewter or silver plate or something like that. Okay. Oh, goodness. Let's see here. What's next on the agenda here? Oh, yes. A bunch of these. I'm going to do another 5 now here in a second. So make sure I count. All right, no interest in the necklace. That's fine. We will set that aside. And how about an LED soft white dimmable? Let me get this up on the screen a little better so we can get the whole thing in there. Floodlight. Now, I think I looked at this pretty closely. It says it's track and recessed, so I could not find anywhere that it could be used exterior. So, and it looks like a standard base on it, so there's no issues there. It says it's dimmable. I have 4 of these available, and they are true LED. So they show the example here of how it's to be used, right? Either recessed or track. And so the crossed here like that is probably, I'm going to say close to 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inch across. So if it's in recessed lighting or ceiling light, it's got to be a 4 inch bucket that it's sitting in. What's nice about LED lights is they don't get hot, at all. They're really low wattage, right? This is what did it say? It's how many watts? I don't know if it says it. Uses 13 watts. So by Fate Electric. So I'm going to call this an LED recessed bulb. I have 4 available. Let me see if I can spell available right this time. I can't even spell bulb right. It's pretty bad, huh? And we'll do a buy it now of $5. I did look these up. So I think they go for like 10 or 15, some in that range. So pretty good deal, I think. I'm trying to give you, half of what the retail price is on these. So we use, we have LED lighting almost I think everywhere in the house. I can't think of any place that isn't LED now in the house, anywhere. No. I think it's all LED. Of course, they last forever. It's nice about LED. They do really last. The bulbs really last a long, long time. As they say, it lasts 22 years. They are pretty sturdy. But I got 4 available. Buy it now. Just say if you want one, and it's yours. It is in this big package. I apologize. I know that they do really put it in a big package. But speaking of, so again, post office rates are going up. That includes the stamp, by the way. So I would tell you right now, go out by Saturday, by tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Friday. No, before Saturday, before the price goes up, and get your stamps. If you get some shipping you're waiting on to do it now. If you're not on Pirate Ship, you go to Pirate Ship and they'll explain what the new rates are. I'm sure you can Google it and find out too, but it's going up. UPS seems to be okay, and I just actually sent a UPS package today because they were cheaper than the post office still. So I was shipping a package down to Florida, and it was 50 cents cheaper. Not a lot, but it was still cheaper. And it just happened to be going by UPS, so it didn't matter. So, but anyway, sometimes if it's a penny or two difference, I go to whoever's closest. So, but it sounds like we're going to be dealing with higher postage rate again. So, including stamps. So, it's the way they calculate it based on combination of weight and size. And apparently what they're doing now is they're saying, regardless of the weight, if the package is of a certain size, they're going to assume the maximum weight. So if it's a 12 by 12 by 12 package that can be 8 pounds, then that's what they're going to charge you. Basically, something. I mean, I'm oversimplifying it, but it's basically that kind of thing. They're basically going to charge you regardless of what the weight is. It's more going to be on the size of the package, and they just assume it's going to be a heavier package, whether it is or not. So, yeah, kind of crazy. So, I have shipped out some stuff last week, and I hope everybody got their stuff. I haven't checked today to see if it got delivered, but I'm hoping it did. So, but okay, we're not going to see anybody want any light bulbs at this time. That's okay. If you see something later, then let's do more jewelry, I guess. And I do have some silver coming up. I will be doing that. Let's do this really unusual piece. I'll do. Oh wait, we did do necklaces last time. Let's do some earrings. I haven't done earrings much. Let's do some earrings. Yeah. I don't remember if I showed these last week or not. They look familiar, so I'm gonna hold off on those. Sometimes I do that to myself. I find some earrings and stuff. Oh, these are good ones to show. I have some. I believe these are Liz Claiborne earrings. Let me get them on my display stand here. So bear with me for a second. It's not just because they're just sitting on a piece of paper to keep them from falling apart. I'm getting separated. And these are post earrings. But the Liz Claiborne, I could have sworn I had a necklace that was very similar to this pattern as well. Where did I have one? This. And they are marked LC. I'll show you that actually right now. I'm going to bring this camera down. And so there's the earring, one of the earrings. Oops, let me get that off the screen. Yeah, I know. And I try to do the best I can with packaging, so it's packaged securely, but you know, and give you the best deal I can shipping. So this is marked LC on the back. I'll show you the other one here. Get that to focus. See, there it is. Liz Conroy. There's the back. Okay, come on. Gotta get the post back in the air and get on this. Yeah. Okay. All right. LC earrings. I'm just going to type LC. We'll start these at $6. Yeah. I'm kind of just winging it with some of the stuff. I didn't even look these up. So they're kind of an off green color, I would call them. Kind of this is more of an aqua. This is more of a green, like a pale green. So that seems to be showing up on my screen pretty much the right color. So if there's any interest, but yeah. And then again, what I'm trying to do, Billy, is I'm trying, like I said, I didn't build people from last week yet. Mostly to try and help save you on shipping a little bit. I see Pam at 6, and you know, if I can keep the shipping down to something, make it more reasonable. Again, I try to take every little trick that I know for when it comes to packaging. Sometimes putting it in a small box in an envelope is cheaper than shipping the box. For example, a lot of people don't know that, but if you say it's a box in an envelope, the rates can be a little lower. I don't know why. Not always. Not always. That depends on the size of the envelope and weight, again. But anyway, okay. Well, I'm not seeing anybody else jumping on that, so I'm going to write this down because I know obviously it might be sold. And seeing no one else interested, we will say sold to Pamela for $6. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. I get to, I don't know what made me think of it. Maybe because I said the way I said thank you. There's a couple shows we've been watching on Netflix lately that are old TV shows that we never watched. And one of the characters is prone to saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, today is the 9th. And you know, a lot of these shows we just never watched because we just never got much into the mainstream media stuff. You know, channels, ABC, CBS, NBC shows. Just never watched them, much of them over the years. We found a lot of other things we preferred watching on Netflix and other things like that. And we've discovered that, hey, there are some pretty decent shows that came out years ago, and they're done now. So we're not binge watching, but we're watching them. So let me see. What are we going to do next? Oh, I know what. I was going to do this last week. I think I even showed it briefly at the end. Got a purse here, and I'm trying to see what the material is on it. I can't remember what the brand is. This is genuine leather with a cotton lining. So how's that? Okay, a leather purse. There is no name. I could not find a name anywhere on it. But it's in excellent condition. I've gone over it. I could not find any flaws, scratches, tears, or whatever you want to call it on it. I'm going to try and stand this thing up and back up the camera here. Let me take that off the screen. And it's coming out too dark, too light. So we kill that light. It is a much darker red than what is showing here. So let me see if we can kill that somehow. I guess not. Let me see if refocusing doesn't help. Okay. It is, we call it dark red. It is much darker than what you're seeing. That's just really weird. I don't know why this is my camera is showing it so light. I wonder if there's some way to fix that. If I can kill the light there. That's a little closer to the right color. Let's see if I can focus. Let me change the focus of this light here so that it's not so intense. Give me a second. There. Pan it away a bit. There we go. That's a little closer to the color. It is still much darker than what you see there. I'm going to call this a leather bag. I could not find a name. And it has like this kind of roundish bottom. It is cotton lining there. It's got 2 zippered pouches. I could not, like I said, I went through this thing twice and just there's got to be a name, but there isn't. And there's a pattern on the inside. I think you're seeing the color a little better when you contrast it against that pattern. It does have a snap on the handle. Again, no name on it. But it is leather. And so I'm going to start this at, oh boy. I'm not going to ask a lot. I'm just trying to be fair here. I'm going to say $9. If it had a name, I'd be asking more, but it doesn't have a name. But it is leather. So, and there's one side. There's the other. Like I said, you can see it's been sitting around a while, so it's a little, you know, probably should have stuffed it with paper so you get a better feeling how it looks. It's more of a bag, as you can see. It's because it's round, so it's more of a bag or a tote even. There's no bigger handle, but the zippers all work. My hand in the right place. Yeah, zipper works that way. Zipper works that way. Keep some kitchen material there. There we go. There's a snap on the inside as well. So, anybody interested? It's just a simple red leather bag. Dark. I would call it dark red. Again, it's going to be a little washed out looking, I think, on camera. Maybe if I switch to my other camera. Let me switch it. Let me see if it's switching to me. Hang on a second. Sometimes that helps. Let me see if my hand. Yeah, it's a little darker looking. Where's that light coming from over there? Yeah. So you can see it's a little darker red when I'm holding it. But there it is. So it's not, what is it? I would guess, I'm going to give you measurements here. It looks like about 13 inches across. And from the top to the bottom of it is about, I'm going to say 9. Yep, 9 inches. So, yeah, really, really in excellent condition. I mean, it is really, really clean. No, I couldn't find any place where the leather had been damaged. None of the sewing's coming undone or anything like that. Nice little bag. So, okay, here it is. I'm going to put it back over there and we'll switch cameras again. Oh, I didn't put that up on the screen, did I? Let's switch cameras again. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And while that is up, let's see, what are we going to do next? Oh, jewelry. Let's find something else here. We just did earrings. How about a bracelet? I got a really interesting bracelet recently. So we'll show that. In fact, I'll measure it right now before I even. My wife says it fits her, so it's probably 7.5 inch. Confirm that. Yeah, it's like 7 inch. Pretty typical for bracelets. But the theme of this bracelet is what I find is interesting. I'll show you. Okay, no interest in the bag. That's okay. We'll pass on that. And side. I've got a gold tone bracelet. I'm going to show it on my hand here. And the theme, to me, I would call it Pacific Island. You got a pineapple, you got a surfer, could be Caribbean, I guess, too. Surfboard. Or is that a surfboard? It looks like one of those surfboards that has you can rise up out of the water with, kind of thing. I don't know. Or is that no? That's a canoe. Oh, okay. That's why I consider it. It's like the canoe with the stabilizer type thing on the side. There's a little dancer, or maybe a figure of some sort. There's a temple, a grass hut rather. So that's again why I think Pacific. And let me get this again. And Pacific goddess, and another character. So let's see, and it's a 7 inch, and it's a. Let me show where the clasp is here. What did I do with it? There it is. There it is. There's the clasp. No markings on this whatsoever. So we will bring this over and down. You can see it better and focus on that. So I'm going to call this the Pacific Island bracelet. We'll start this at, what did she say she wanted for that? I think she said 7. It's got some really nice charms on it, and this is an excellent shade. I say it is gold tone. Okay. Okay. And while you're perusing that, we will look for our next items. It's a fair amount of non-jewelry stuff tonight. And I have a ton of it actually, but what I plan to bring, I should say. Okay. I'll grab a sip of water while I take a breather here. Yeah, my strawberry crop was this year, and we got some strawberries. So we got maybe I don't know, 3 quarts, maybe 4. I usually get more than twice than that. But this weather, I think, has wreaked havoc a little bit with them. And I should have fertilized them a little more, maybe. But that's the way it goes. Can't always. Every year have off years and good years for the crops like that. We used to get a ton of wild raspberries, and they've been getting choked out by other things. And I don't mess with them because they're out in the middle of a field. So but this, what we say, what we're getting this year is a ton, and that ton, I mean, we're going to get a lot of blackberries. So we just got to wait for them to ripen if the birds don't get them first. Okay, no interest in the bracelet. That's fine. We'll pass on that. And bag set to the side somewhere. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show isn't jewelry, but it is silver. I have 2. Oops, I do need 2, and I have to look them up. I'm going to put them on the screen here so you can see them. 2 silver coins. As you can tell, they're not United States, not American. I will put my loop here because I cannot read them up close easily once I find my loop. I just had it in front of me. I do this to myself all the time. It's just like when I tape measure. I set it down and then I figure out where I put it. All right, maybe we can see it on camera. Let's do that. Oops, what the heck just happened? All right, so these are silver coins. Let me get the focus. I can't recall what country they're from. 1920. No, they're silver, but they're old silver. 1921. I don't believe these are 925, or I think they're. I'd have to look. So there's that one. This one's very similar. I think there's that sign. And there's this one's a little newer, 1936. Okay, half a franc. I don't think they're French. But let me actually let me do a quick look up, tell you what they are. Use the better one here for reference because it'll show up better. Okay. It is Swiss Helvetia, with the personification of Switzerland holding a spear and shield. That's a silver half franc. They're 83.5% silver. There. Oh, let me get the focus again. Sorry. And as you can see, they're not particularly large. There's, they're less than an inch across. Where's my ruler? Oh, put it in the drawer. I put it away so I wouldn't lose it. So, just give you a scale here for reference. Or a quarter. So you get an idea, there's a quarter. So they're smaller than a quarter. Okay. One's actually technically an antique because it was over 100 years old. But I'm going to sell both coins. 2 Swiss franc vintage coins, silver coins. Oops. We'll start these at $12. I think I've seen them going for more than that, but that's where we'll start with that. If there's any interest, I could give you a weight, maybe if I can find the right scale. Let's see if my small scale is here or not. Let's see. Usually I have a smaller scale. It's good for measuring grams. Moved it someplace else. Out of the room. Let's have a quick look there. Let's see if it's here or there. No. I didn't leave it in here. Or if I did, it's buried under something. But you get the idea. So I know some people like to collect antique silver and silver coins. So, and silver is still going at a reasonable premium right now. So last I knew, I haven't checked it lately, but there was always some interest in silver coins. Thanks, folks. Okay. No, not there. Okay, I gave it a shot. I just was to see if I had something I can give you the weight, but I don't seem to have my scale here. Or if it is, it's out of sight. Yeah, that's what I did. Must have moved it. Oh well. Oh, I see Barb at 12. And I'm not telling people what to do for increments. And tonight I usually say $1 more, $2 or more, whatever. It's whatever you want to put out there. So, and that is fine. Okay, let me get that off the way. I do have some really interesting earrings in the show shortly here that are also silver. So we don't see anybody else jumping on this, so we will say sold to Barb for $12. Thank you, Barb. Whoops, I misspelled your name. Doggone it. The E and the R right next to each other. Let me write that again. To BARB for $12. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, and let me put those in the nice little bag for you so we don't lose them. they are tiny, and I just had that bag green. All right. Hang on, I just want to make sure. Let me see what they say I can do next. Earrings. I got a lot more earrings than I do necklaces tonight, I think. All right, let me just set these. Let me just write this down first, and then we'll get this squared away. Barb. Let me just set that right there for now. Okay. All right. Let's see. That was the non-jewelry item. Let's go with. Oh, I do have a necklace. A couple necklaces. Let's bring up another necklace. This is a cute little necklace. I don't think it's marked anywhere. More of a choker maybe than a necklace. It's quite small. Do that. Bring the camera up again. Show the whole thing. And I guess there it is. Let's get you the length on this. This is fully extended right now, so that's why I think more of a choker than a looks like 14. So 14 fully extended, and then you can obviously make it smaller than that. It's silver tone, I'm going to say, because I don't find any markings. And is this a regular alligator style clasp? And you can see it's like about a good 2-inch extender on it. The beads are kind of a turquoise color with silver accent in between. And you can see it's a chain, but in between the beads, it's just loops. Let me get that to focus better here. There we go. They don't feel cold to the touch to me, so I'm going to assume that they're not stone. Let's see. So silver. Oh my goodness, what did I do now? Oh. So I keep clicking the wrong thing here. Silver tone chain with turquoise, not turquoise, turquoise color. Oh, caught me this time. And we'll start this at $6. There's. So yeah. I think I'll show you the close again. So you see it's all linked with little rings in between, and a chain with extender. Okay, let me grab a sip of water. Yeah, this is gonna be tomorrow night. We're going to be at Winooski, which is a town in Vermont, at the VFW ball. My grandson, who's 25, and a friend are playing there. They've been there. This is their third time. Yeah, third time in the past couple of months. It's a lot of fun. the people there are really great, and it's an interesting atmosphere being at a VFW compared to like some of the local pubs and places that they played. But I mean, obviously, the VFW, they have a bar, but the prices there are much more reasonable than, and they usually have a barbecue at the same time, so that's kind of nice. So it'll be fun. I'll be looking forward to that, and always have fun watching my grandson and his friend play, Liam. So they been together off and on for the last few months, playing together, and they're both excellent singers and guitarists, and they play quite a variety of songs. It's pretty impressive what they can do. So, oh man, banged into something today and hurt my back, and it's not helping me. Be sitting in this chair. All right, no interest in that necklace. That's fine. We'll pass on that. And let's see what we got now for non-jewelry things that we're gonna do this time around. Oh, I got an Enesco thing. I've never even taken this out of the box. It's brand new. It dates though to 1980. It's called Rejoicing with You. It's a boy holding a baby and a girl holding the Holy Bible on her hand. So I'm taking it out of the box. First, here's the box. Oops, let me back up the camera and get this off the screen. I was kind of curious about it, so I did look up online to see, people still collecting these things, and sure enough, they are. So there it is, really cute. This is my first time seeing it. I'll be honest with you. It was in the box. I never took it out. It was all wrapped in tissue paper in the box. So I only assumed that it was in good condition. The original price on this was in Coach House Gifts, which I'll show you. This is back in 1980, now mind you. And there's a signature there of the designer, I guess. Looks like Jonathan something. I'll have to look at the label again. But I have no idea what to ask for this. I mean, I did look it up, but these things, when you look it up online, you really don't know. Jonathan and David. That's what it says on the bottom. Rejoicing with You, 1980, Jonathan David, licensed Enesco import, made in Taiwan. It is the item number E4724. So, I don't know. Let's start this at, gosh, I don't know where to start this. $8? Does that sound fair? I'm kind of guessing. I mean, I told you what the original price was, but these are, this is something that's what, 1980. This is 46 years old. So definitely vintage. It looks like it's in excellent shape. I didn't see anything here. I'm showing it to you, like I said, for the first time for me too. I can't even remember where I got this. Let's see if I still have it written down here. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Not too long ago. I got this earlier than I thought. Oh, I didn't put that on the screen. Cute though, huh? She's holding a Bible, he's holding a baby. And it would be a cute gift for anybody who's got a newborn, I guess. That has sibling, that where it's not their first child. I guess that's what I would say. Just one option. Rejoicing with You. That's what it's called. Rejoicing with You. Yeah, sounds like something you give somebody who's just had a baby. That's kind of cool. Kind of a nice keepsake. Okay, let me dig through the jewelry here and we'll see what we're going to do next. Oh yeah, we should do some silver now, I think, huh? Let's grab the first silver item. I've got a couple of nice silver items tonight. We'll do a necklace first, I think. And do some earrings. Okay. Oh, I'm not interested in that. That's fine. Put it back in its box. Controlling. I'm going to put this. I found my display here, so let's do that. And we'll zoom in. Okay, so it's a hematite heart, and the silver band around it is marked 925. I believe the chain is also silver or silver tone. A silver plated. I shouldn't say that. So it's a 925 band. 925. I guess you could call it a band or a. It's not a ring. I don't want to call it a ring, but a loop. I'm going to call it a loop. 925 loop with hematite necklace. We're going to start this at 12. So, what is really cool about this, and you get the focus. Again, this is not autofocusing. This is driving me crazy. Here's that band, and you can see it looks like it's got little rhinestones in it. I'm going to take it off there and show you more. And then I would say that's an 18-inch chain. I'll double check that. But, yeah, measure it real quick for you. Looks like 18-inch. Okay, so this little band here that's holding hematite is marked 925 there on the top. It is got little. It looks like little rhinestones on this side of it, and it's plain silver on that side. There's a hematite heart. Give you an idea of the size with my finger here. And the chain is a lobster claw, but it's not your typical lobster claw. It's that other style of lobster claw, like that. So I'm going to hang it back on the board because I think it looks better that way than So like I said, that loop that's holding the hematite heart is marked 925. The chain is not marked. I did look for a chain, but it's not magnetic. I did do that magnet test at least on it. It could be silver. I'm not sure. And because I'm not 100% sure, that's why I'm keeping the price at 12. But it is pretty cool. Little nice looking necklace, I think. And back it off here again. show you more of the whole thing. All right. And let me get the earrings out next. Oh, yeah, here they are. Let me put those on my display while you guys are thinking. And do I have other things to show? I have more light bulbs. No, let's not do light bulbs. Let's do something else. I have some Ray done. We'll do that. Okay. No interest in that. We will pass on that. Oops. There you go. Banging things around. And let me lower the camera here. This item's going to be. And take that off the screen. Okay. I've got some Ray done. I've got some Ray done pieces here. They're like new. I can't say they are new. They have a little bit of wear on the bottom, but I can't. They don't look like they were ever used. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find the bag I had that little necklace in. So there it is. Nope, that's not it. All right, let's get this up on the screen. Ray done. Spice shakers, I think that's what they call them. They usually come as a pair, so I will sell this pair. We're starting these at $12. I'll show you what. There's no staining on that little plastic plug on the bottom. They just, you know, but there's a little wear from wherever they were stored. Looks like on the edges. You know, I didn't do it, but you can. What works really well at taking that off and cleaning up is soft scrub. Doesn't hurt it, and it really does. Really very effective at cleaning that type of stain off. So. There they are. See, they're in excellent shape. Nothing written on the other side. There's the top. I didn't see any staining anywhere on these. Inventory tag. Hang on, look. That's just the this. Yeah. Okay, so that was the necklace we showed. Let me see. Do we want to do more silver? Let's do some other earrings that aren't silver, and then we'll come back to some more silver afterwards. Like I said, I've got more of everything tonight than I probably have time for, so we will definitely have stuff to carry on to next week or another time if we do another time again. So let's set this aside. And what did I do with my other bag? There they are. Okay. All right. No interest in Ray Dunn. It's in really great shape. Not much about, I guess you could put whatever your favorite spice is in there. I know a couple of guys we follow on YouTube. Their favorite spice is the everything bagel spice, and usually they go the one that's sodium free, so no salt. Everything bagel except salt. Because apparently you said watch your salt intake. But, I swear I've watched these guys put everything bagel on. You know, anything they cook on the grill, any other vegetables, they put it on. You name it, they put it on there. And then I see when I was in the store the other day, picking up some cottage cheese at Hood's. HP Hood's a brand up here of dairy products, and they had an everything bagel cottage cheese. They usually have a pineapple cottage cheese and sometimes a blueberry or a strawberry or something like that. Some other berry, I forget what it is. But no, yeah, and everything bagel cottage cheese. It's got to be interesting, I'm sure, but not my type of thing. I like just regular cottage cheese. So, all right, no interest in that. That's fine. I know there are some Rae Dunn lovers out there. I just never know if they're in the audience or not. So we take our chance and show it. And if somebody sees this later and you want to get it, give a holler. Okay, I said I was going to show some earrings next. So we are going to show these are Laurel, and I'm going to say her name right. It's Laurel, not Laura. Laurel Birch earrings. And we'll start these at $7, I think. Typical of Laurel Birch. These are kind of a gold tone finish. You can see the name on the back. Get that, there we go. Just trying to get that to show. A gold tone on the back, a little gold tone with white and black enamel on the front. It's pretty typical of her designs. It goes enamel, I guess. And you can see the size of the earrings is based on my thumb here. Give you a pretty good idea that they're over an inch wide. Okay. And what are we going to do? Like I said, I have so many non-jewelry things to show tonight. I'm really skipping some stuff, I think. I have more light bulbs. I have. Oh, what was the other thing I had? I have more stones too. I should think about that. Maybe. My wife's insisting we're going to have a yard sale soon. Try and get rid of some of the stuff we have that is just maybe too expensive to ship. You know, some larger items and things like that. So that'll be coming up soon. But I doubt that any of you are near Vermont, so. What are we going to show? I think I showed this last week. I don't know if I did. I apologize if I showed this last week, but I can't remember. You know, the next item. I think I did. Maybe not. I think it's, you can see the material. Interesting. Okay. No interest in the earrings. That's okay. We will pass on those. And did I show this last week? I can't remember. I should show the side of the side. It's called Isabella's Journey. It's a large tapestry bag. Back up here so you can see it. I'll get rid of that off the screen. I think I should this, but I'm not sure. Isabella's Journey. I think I did, but that's all right. We'll do it again. We'll start this at $8, and it's it's what they call a tapestry bag. And just a handle. Let me show you the handle here. Like that. And it's pretty good size. Looks like it's about 15, 16 inches across, 16 inches across, and it's like about 14 inches deep. No, 12 inches deep. Sorry, 12 inches deep. It's just a giant bag inside, dark black, a couple of small pockets. Let me see if that slide will help. Yeah, show the inside better. Pockets there, pocket there, on each side, a couple of small pockets. Here's the thing here with the name again, Isabel's Journey. The connection is just a button loop on the top. And you can see the names over here on the there. Oops, I didn't take that off the screen. Sorry. Let me grab the handle and just catch you on back here. Give you an idea what it looks like. Well, I get the nice pair of earrings or something to show. Let's see, just did earrings. So let's do. Oh, I got another bracelet. Actually, I got a really interesting bracelet. Let's sit that right there. Okay, no interest in that. I'm going to pass on that because I think I did show it last week. I can't remember. I apologize if I did. We'll set it aside so I don't do it again. Okay, let's bring the camera up closer and down. And we have this 925 bracelet, and I have, this is also marked sterling. And I'll show you the, oops, the camera not focusing properly here. Let me do this. Bichon Frise. Oh, Marlene. Okay, sure. Let me write that down. Bichon Frise in Scottish. Yeah. Okay. Bichon in Scottish. No problem, Marlene. Take care of that. Yep. So it was only $6 plus. I think the shipping is going to be like, it's probably going to be in the $4 range or something like that. So I'm just going to stick it in an envelope. I mean, a padded envelope. Anyway, okay. So this is marked Italy. It's a let me get the length here. It is 7-inch. I thought it was, but I wanted to double check. It is marked 925. In Italy, right there. There's the 925. And the other side is Italy. I'll flip that over to the 925 side. Here's the Italy. So that alone is silver. Then I also have this. We thought this charm might have been on it and came off, but I looked at the jump ring, and the jump ring is intact. And as you can see, let me get the focus. It is marked. Oh, come on now, focus. One side is marked sterling, the other side is marked Pieta. And as you can see, it's the Virgin, looks like holding Jesus as he's been removed from the cross. I believe that's what it is. My eyesight is not that great, so let me see if I can get that to focus. Yeah. And this is marked sterling. I will sell them together, and I can put this on the chain or I'll leave it loose, depending on how you want it. But I'm going to sell them as a group, okay? And let me put sold in here. Sold 2 keychains. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start this. Oh boy. I'm going to. It's going to sound high, but I saw the pendant alone going for this price. Okay. And I know it may sound, to me, it sounds. Maybe it isn't high. I don't know. But the pendant alone was going for over $20 out there in the real world, and I mean multiple places. So it wasn't like it was a one-off or somebody saying, "Oh, I want $50 for this thing" or whatever. No, it was pretty significantly. Apparently, it's a collectible or something. Because it's marked sterling as opposed to 925, that kind of gives you an idea of age. Let me see if my loop will pick that up. I just had the loop. Oh, goodness, I'm misplacing everything tonight. But let me see if I can get that to focus again. And on that side. Oops. Okay, that. Shut that off. Focus. You can almost make that out that says sterling there. Like I said, I can. It is what it is. But if there's no interest in it, I will put it up there on eBay and ask for what people are asking. I didn't have a lot invested in it price wise, so I'm passing my savings on to you. So I think. Okay. Did I put that up on the screen? I did not, did I? Let's put that up on the screen briefly, just for those watching. And what are we going to do next? I can't remember if I showed this purse. I think I did show this purse last week, but I didn't actually put a price on it. No, I'll put it up. Check something here on this purse real quick, make sure I'm not forgetting something about it. So I had some purses that were not just handbags, but okay. No. All right. No interest. Okay, we'll pass. And set that aside. I am going to try and show some more sterling here in a bit. We'll just do this purse first. And this is a Guess purse. Bag, actually. Let me zoom out. I'm going to have to back up camera. And I don't think I showed. I mean, I know I kind of flashed it up on the screen, I think, last week, but they didn't actually. I don't think I actually posted a price for it. I may have mentioned a price for it, but I don't think I actually posted a price for it. So we're going to call this the Guess handbag. We'll start this at $10. Okay, so you can see it's multicolored. There's the Guess logo. This is actually a clasp right here for the front pocket. And it has multiple pockets. It's got a black handle strap here. It also has a zippered pouch on the back, and it's got the Guess logo all throughout. This is a pretty authentic Guess piece. No doubt about that. Here's the bottom with the okay, and There's the center zipper pouch, which is quite long. It's interesting. It zippers all the way from the side, across, and down to the side. So this, you can really open up the bag. There's another zippered pocket there. It's hard to do this sideways. And that, you see that zipper works fine. There's the Guess logo again on the inside. And then we open up this magnetic latch here. More pockets here. And there. It is used. It is not brand new, but it was very lightly used. And I didn't find anything seriously wrong with it, wrong with it at all, actually. So, so it's kind of cool. It has this, like, outside zipper, and the handles are in excellent condition. For $10. Okay. Let's see what we're going to do. Oh, yeah, some more silver. Okay. What did I do? Oh, yeah. This one's on the show. Okay. I'm just going to bring up these earrings. And I'm going to give you these earrings. Are interesting in the sense of what I can and can't, what I can do for you. When I say that, you'll see why in a minute. As soon as I can get this, there we go. Display properly. Okay, no interested in the handbag. We will move that aside. Pass on that. Make sure we don't show that again. And we have a pair of silver earrings marked 925. Bring the camera down. There we go. Not close. So these are clip earrings, but they are 925. So, yeah, focus. Okay. And oh, shoot. What did I say I wanted for those? Oh, yeah. So because they're clip earrings, but they are 925, I'm going to start these at $9 with the option to provide silver shepherd hooks. I can either mount them for you or not. So what you need to understand is there's the clip, and you see on the clip you also have this little focus piece right there. That's, if I take that off and put a shepherd's hook, then you will only have just this piece that's hanging, not the silver bead as part of it. Because obviously to mount them onto a shepherd's hook, I have to disconnect it there. If you want to leave it just as is, as a clip earring, you're perfectly welcome to that. I will provide the hook free, the silver, and it will be silver, and shepherd's hook for free. And I will provide the labor for free. So it's your choice as to whether you want to keep it as a clip earring, and they are marked right there on the base, 925. And I think that's just an enamel, by the way, finish. I don't think it's stone. It made a turquoise color, but it's not. I don't believe it's turquoise. Just an enamel. So that is what I'm offering. If you're interested in the earrings. And that's not the last of the silver I have tonight, but that is getting there. I do have one more silver piece that is quite a bit different. I wish I did have my little scale here. I tell you, this one is hefty. Let me set that aside for a second, and we'll show that in a minute. Oh, this is the interesting. I got two really interesting things, actually. I don't even know where to start with this other item, but there's no interesting. Oh, sorry, Barb. I didn't see I just saw your bid. Okay, good. Thank you. 9 for you. No other people bidding, so we will say sold. What I need to ask you, Barb, is do you want me to include the silver hooks, or do you want me to mount it on silver hooks? And or do you just want it as is? That's your option. As is, silver hooks included, or silver hooks mounted. So 3 options. I'm going to have to mute for a second here because I'm going to sneeze. Okay, include silver hooks. Gotcha. Oops. Put it in the chat just in case I forget. So let me write that down. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And actually, I'm going to write down what I do with the bag. Yeah, wrote it on the bag that I'm putting them in just to remind me as well. Include the hooks. Get the invoices out this week. Actually, I'm going to try and get the invoices out as quickly as possible. So if you do pay tomorrow or early Saturday morning, I can get it out while the postage rates are still good. For those that didn't catch that at the beginning, the postage rates are going up this weekend, and by a significant amount. So, of course. So I've got some very interesting, what I call ephemera piece. This is what they call a cabinet card. Everybody familiar with these? This is one we came across that we found, I'm going to say, interesting. Look at the way they're sitting together. It looks very unusual. We can't quite figure it out. I know from the age of this, it's probably late 1800s is what we're thinking. You see the little wooden wicker, wooden birch chair off to the right there as well. I think that's kind of interesting. But look at the feet. Look at the feet. It's like, it looks like one leg. He's sitting on the other guy's leg, guess, from what I can tell. Very unusual pose. I don't know what else to say, except that we find it very unusual cabinet. So, but I'm gonna. I keep doing this to myself. I did price these things, and ones of this particular type and age. They go for some crazy prices, and it's really all into what the demand is. I guess I'm going to ask: is anybody interested in something like this? And if not, I'm just going to pass on. We'll go on to something else. I know there are folks that collect this stuff out there. So if in this audience there's nobody interested, then fine. We'll move on and go to something else. I actually have other cabinet cards. I have other vintage photos that are really, really fascinating. I've got a whole book full of them, actually. The book itself is really interesting. So, but if there's no interest out there, I'm going to just pass on that, and we'll go on to the next item or items. But okay, so I need to see if there's just kind of gauge if there's any interest in this kind of thing here. If not, I'm probably going to end up throwing it out on eBay. So okay, nobody responding, so I'm going to say no. So we're going to pass on that. That's fine. So you got to have the right audience for something like that, I think. So, where was I? Jewelry, more jewelry. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Oh yeah. So this is another silver piece. This one is marked with the artist's name. It's signed SIGAL and marked A925. It's silver and enamel and rhinestones, and it's a combination pendant and or choker piece. You'll see what I mean by that in a minute. It's on a chain. The chain is not. I'm going to double check with that. I don't think the chain's magnetic. No, it is. Never mind. Okay, so the chain is not silver. So it's on a chain. That's the way I got it. So let me bring the camera down. And yeah, perfect. Let's zoom down. I think that's the best way to show it. Okay. So this is a Seagal 925 pendant. I'm gonna leave the chain on there. I don't really have a vested interest in the chain, but this thing's heavy. I wish I had a way of measuring it. I don't think the scale I've got handy can do grams. Let me see. Maybe it can. It can. Okay. So let me we're going to weight on this thing. Looks like about 10 grams. Okay. So that's yeah, 10 grams. Okay. So there it is without the chain. And I say, I'll throw in the chain if you want it. You can see that kind of a clip on the back, and you can see it's marked right below my thumb there, right below that pin. It's marked on the left hand side. It's marked 925, and next to my finger, it's SIGAL. I think his name is Peter Seagal, something like that. Oh, so I just saw your thing, Pamela. Okay, let me write that down and put it in the chat. Sold. Yes. Handbag. Pamela for $10. Is that what I said? Did I go back and look? Yeah, 10. Thank you. Thank you. Oops, I misspelled the word sold. Oh, that's because I was still typing the other thing. Okay. Let's take care of that. All right. Let me write that down. Yes. Pamela. Thank you. Like I said, scale over there. Okay, so we said this is a 10-gram piece. It is marked and signed. I don't know if that'll focus on that. Let's see if we can get the focus. There, that's about as good as you're going to get it. It does say A925 right below my thumbnail there, and then Seagal on the other side. I don't think there's any other markings. It looked like there was something underneath the loop, but that's just the. If that's a marking or not, I can't tell. Or it's just an aberration. Anyway, there it is. So I did price some of his stuff, and I'm going to start this at $20. And that's about half of what I've been seeing most of his stuff going for. So, but it's a really interesting piece. I don't know if that's tarnish on the back or aging or whatever, but it does have some weight to it. Like I say, I'll throw in this silver tone chain if you want it. It doesn't cost me anything to include that. So I have a lot of silver tone chains. So it just happened to be on it when I obtained it. So it's an enamel and rhinestone on silver. And that is his name, Seagal. I think his name was Peter. Let me look it up. No, not getting what I wanted. Huh. All right. Let me try that again because I'm not getting the result I wanted from looking it up. Okay. David Seagal. So I knew it was a simple first name. David Seagal is considered vintage black enamel lattice-like rows of channeled marcasite or crystals. He's known for combining 925 sterling silver with enamel and semi-precious stones, often in geometric or animal print patterns. So, and the estimated values are between $45 and $130. So, gives you some idea of the value. And his stuff goes for a pretty good price. And I see Barb at 20. Nope. Again, I'm passing on the savings. If you're a reseller, great. You can get $40 for it. I'm happy. I just didn't feel like trying to put it out there. I knew it was worth something with them being 925 and as hefty as it is. So, and I'm not seeing anybody else jumping on that. So we're going to sell that to Barb. $20. I'm going to throw in the chain, even though it's not silver tone. But thank you. Let me write that down. And we're getting close to 10:30 here, so I'm trying to get in the silver stuff tonight. I want to make sure I've got it out there for you folks. Let me write that down. Barb. There, back in its bag. Okay. I forget. I think we're done with them. I mean, I have other non-jewelry items, but I'm not going to. I have more light bulbs and one more purse I could show. It's a bag, actually. And it was 31, I think, the brand bag I have. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, jewelry. That's one of my box of jewelry. I made a good dent in it tonight. Made a good dent. I don't think I showed this, did I? No, I didn't. So I get this really interesting necklace. I had to look it up. I mean, I had to look up what kind of material it is. Gotta zoom out here. And that's showing it nicely. Good. Oh, I was worried if that's going to show on camera properly. So this is a blue goldstone necklace. We're going to start this at $10. Now, goldstone is copper infused. That's what gives it that little spark. And you can see the clasp on this is an older style clasp. My autofocus just doesn't want to work tonight. It's a hook. It's a hook and eye. So you see that? Just make sure you understand what it is. I did not see any markings on this. I don't believe it's magnetic. No, it is not. None of it was magnetic when I tested it. So, and it's not a long necklace. I'm going to say it looks like 14 or 16. Let me back up the camera a bit here. Let's see if it's still folded. So there's no extender on this. It looks like 14. So 14-inch necklace. It has these little separator, like I don't know if those are silver or not. If they are, they're tarnished. See what they call little tubes of silver. I don't know if they are or not, but they're not magnetic. And the little beads and the clasp. But this is really interesting. The color. Look at that. Isn't that really pretty? You can see the blue and the sparkly in there. So, I think that's pretty cool. And then we'll show that, and then we'll maybe do another pair of earrings before I call it a night. I do have another pair of silver earrings here somewhere. Just there. Just gotta get them off this piece of paper. While you're looking at that, I'm trying to get the earrings positioned so you can see them. And the other one. There. Okay. All right. So there it is, the blue goldstone. And I'm not getting through. Oh, I got a pin to it. Let's show that pin. Maybe I should show that. We'll do that. And then we'll do the earrings. Okay. No interest in that. We'll pass on that. Excuse me. Ran into something that was it came in the shipping today that smelled of cigarette smoke, and it's been driving me nuts all evening. Okay, I got a Liz Claiborne brooch, pin, whatever you want to call it. See it there? There's the back. I have no idea what to ask for this. I don't think I even had a price on it in the bag I had to get out of. Let's start this at $7. How's that? You can see it, give you an idea of size here. I'm holding my hand. So obviously riding horses. It is got the Liz Claiborne insignia on the back, which I can try to focus on here. Right underneath the pin. Right there. LC right there. And you can see the pin. The usual kind where you roll it. Interested in that. And then we'll do one more item and then call it a night, I think. I still have, really have, oh, I do have, oh, geez, maybe not. Maybe I got one more, shoot. I do have one more sterling piece I really wanted to show. I just found it underneath the others. And I had one ring too. And I got to that. I forgot about the ring. Oh, maybe we'll stretch it out a little longer. I think the dogs will be okay. We'll do a couple more things. And we get my mandrel here. No interest in the brooch right now, so I'm going to move quickly. Okay, this is a size 9 ring. Okay, I'm going to pass so I can get to this other stuff really quickly here. And here's a size 9 ring. I didn't do any rings tonight. I don't know why I didn't do any rings tonight, because they were kind of hidden underneath all the other jewelry. So this is a size 9, right on the 9. Gold tone. Just a blue colored crystals in there and white crystal rhinestones. And I didn't see any markings in it. I think brand or name or anything like that. Just to show you how it looks on my pinky. Fits on my pinky because it's a size 9. And let me set it down here for a second. I type it in. And we'll start this at $6. Is there any interest? And I've got another sterling necklace. Or sterling? I can't remember if it's marked sterling or if it's marked. I think it's marked sterling. Just working on setting up the necklace here so I can put it on the board. Come on now. Fingers don't even cooperate tonight. No interest in that. Okay, we will pass on that. Go to the necklace. So I'm going to go quickly. So, stay there. So this is a Mark Sterling, and it's a necklace, and it is tiger eye in it. And we will start this at 20. There's a lot of silver in this thing. Okay, let's get you started here. Just to show you where it's marked. That focused. So it says Sterling, and there's something else underneath it. It looks like SJ. Maybe that's the artist or the manufacturer. I'm not sure. You can see the tiger eye in it, and all the pieces. And it's got a really interesting clasp, or closure on it, I should say. It's just a hook and eye. See the hook there, and it's hooked into that rectangular shaped chain. If there's any interest. I see Pamela at 20, but that's first. So Pamela came in first at 20, and Barb right behind. I don't think I could be Marlene. I don't think though. Could be. Could be. I don't have it written down as that, but because I did have it. Where's the bag it was in? I had the bag it was in here. There's somewhere. Sorry. I didn't have that written down on the bag, because I know it came from an earlier piece, an earlier auction, and wasn't sold or paid for. So, okay. So Barb at 25. I'll double check though and make sure I'm not making a mistake here. But for the time being, I will mark it down as Barb's for 25. I'll check Marlene. I will double check. Okay, Barb, just understand I need to verify what Marlene is saying because I'm not sure. But let me double check on that. And if I made a mistake, I apologize. But let's find out. And it'll take me a little research to go back and look. That had to be quite a while ago. So, all right. Now let's go with the silver earrings then. These are silver posts. They're all rectangular shape. And it's just a post earring. And they are 925. I'm going to call these a square 925 post earrings. And we're going to start these at, I've got to start these at $9, I think. I think that's what my wife said to put for them. I'm trying to remember. I didn't write this one down, unfortunately. I wish I had. It's one of the few things I didn't write down. I didn't remember. Actually, I've got some sterling charms too I was going to get to tonight, but we'll get to that next week, I guess. And meanwhile, I got to do some research. So let me make sure about that and double check. Okay. Let me see if I got something else to make up for that potential mistake. I thought I had more silver. I think that was it. Oh no, I do have one more piece. We'll do that. Okay. I'm going to pass on these and jump to this other piece. This is a really, really pretty piece, I think. It's amber on a sterling chain. And let me get this out of the way. I think that's going to be, let's say 18. I think 18 is 20. Let me double check. Yeah, it's an 18-inch chain. and it is 925 chain. You can see a little tarnish on it actually. And this is an amber piece. It is marked 925. Amber can be all over the place price-wise. Baltic amber in particular is really highly collectible. And I don't know whether it's Baltic or not. But I do know I'm going to start this at, let me focus first. I'm going to start this at 18. I know because I wrote that one down. Excuse me. Let me show it. It's not a real large. It's very lightweight chain and piece. That is definitely amber. And it is marked on both the chain and on the pendant. And I'm very confident that it is silver. It is hard to get. You're right, it should glow. It does glow a bit. As best as I can tell on camera here. Sometimes the camera tricks you a little bit. All right. Let me write this down about the other thing. Okay. Alrighty, and no interest in the amber necklace, so we will pass on that. Yeah, I'll call it a night. Oops, wrong button. Oh, this is where I'm getting in trouble with my jewelry lately. Things are getting a little messed up, and some of my paperwork got not mislabeled, I guess is the best way to put it, but so yeah, there's some things that got changed over the past couple of months, and so stuff that was sold a few months ago, or maybe even end of last year, wasn't well documented, I guess is the best way to put it. So that may be where that screw up is, and that's all my fault. Anyway, so like I said, I always say I'm going to try and do these more than once a week when I get a chance. Summer is really tough. I'm trying to get so much done. Oh, thanks, Marlene. I'll take a look. I get so much done, trying to get done around the house, because in wintertime there's a lot of things you can't get done. And this is 169-year-old, it'll be a 170-year-old house next year. And there are just so many things we need to get done when the weather's good to keep this place up in shape and keep it from being a problem. So that's what's keeping me busy. Did that and just all kinds of activities. They say in retirement you think you'd have more free time, but it seems like I'm always doing something. So, and I have little time for some of my hobbies, which is unfortunate. But anyway, so thank you everybody for tonight, and sorry I had to apologize for all of this, but you understand. I'm getting old and getting confused. Fortunately, I got people out there that keep me in straight. So I will take a look at that and take care of it. And I got your thing set aside, the keychain set aside for those folks that wanted them. And if there's any others that you want that's out there, well, let me know. You saw them at the beginning. And I will get the invoices out as quickly as I can so we can get the best postage rate in the next couple of days. So, am I forgetting anything else? No, I guess that's it. So everybody have a great weekend. It's going to be a busy one for me as always. Like I said, we're going up to watch some music tomorrow night, and then birthday celebration on Sunday. I know there's something else on Saturday. I can't remember what night now. I got to check with my Schultzville director and see what she has to say. And we'll be there. So you guys have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you next week.